So, a very warm welcome. Bem-vindos. Herzlich willkommen zu dem Webinar Austrian Supplier Day Teixeira Duarte Buildings. Es freut mich, dass dieses wirklich spannende Thema auf so großes Interesse gestoßen ist und Sie dabei sind, um mehr über diese Geschäftsmöglichkeit zu erfahren. Mein Name ist João Gomes. Ich bin Senior Sector Manager für den Baubereich am Außenwirtschaftscenter Lissabon. So, bevor es in die Tiefe geht, die wichtigsten organisatorischen Punkte. Außenwirtschaft Austria ist mit seinen 100 Büros weltweit immer für Sie da. Save the Date am 22. November findet der Virtual Africa Day statt. Wieso haben wir das heutige Thema für Portugal gewählt? Wenn Sie sich die Rahmenbedingungen ansehen, merken Sie, dass der Immobiliensektor in Portugal weiterhin wächst. Die Kosten für Arbeitskräfte erhöhen sich. Und Gebäudetechnik macht inzwischen mehr als 65% des Gesamtbaukosten aus. Daher sucht Teixeira Duarte innovative Lösungen aus Österreich. Rund um Gebäudetechnik, effiziente neue Bautechniken, Schnelllösungen wie zum Beispiel Präfab. Und ganz wichtig, Interesse besteht an langfristigen Beziehungen zu Technologielieferanten. Ein weiterer Motor, der den portugiesischen Bausektor in den kommenden Jahren antreiben wird, sind die EU Recovery and Resilience Facility Pläne, RRF. Zusätzlich zu weiteren Finanzierungsplänen für die portugiesische Wirtschaft. Bis 2027 werden mehr als 61 Milliarden Euro zur Verfügung stehen. Unter dem auf diesem Slide angeführten Link finden Sie auf Deutsch Details zu den Plänen für Portugal und die weiteren EU-Staaten. Allein aus den Mitteln des europäischen RRF stehen für den Hochbau, so Housing und Energieeffizienz, 2,3 Milliarden Euro zur Verfügung. Und indirekt durch geplante Investitionen im Gesundheits- und Wasserbereich weitere 1,3 Milliarden Euro. Drittstaatenkooperation. Doch in diesem Webinar geht es nicht nur um den portugiesischen Markt, sondern es geht auch um weltweite Projekte mit dem portugiesischen Generalunternehmen Teixeira Duarte, insbesondere in Afrika und Lateinamerika. Was sind die Vorteile des Hubs Portugal nach Afrika und Lateinamerika? Das, was für Österreich, für österreichische Unternehmen Zentral- und Osteuropa ist, sind für Portugal und Lateinamerika Heimspiel. 500 Jahre gemeinsame Geschichte haben die starke Band geschaffen. 280 Millionen Menschen weltweit sprechen Portugiesisch. Viele Personen der heutigen Management-Sicht der portugiesischen Unternehmen sind selbst in Afrika, vor allem Angola und Mosambik, geboren und haben Familie dort. Während der Wirtschaftskrise haben viele Portugiesen in den portugiesischsprachigen Ländern Afrikas und Brasil gearbeitet. Es gibt etliche direkte Flüge von Lissabon in diese Märkte. Teixeira Duarte ist durch seine 100-jährige Geschichte auf diesen Märkten bestens etabliert, kennt die Gepflogenheiten und hat Niederlassungen in vielen dieser Länder. Sie können im Windschatten dieses renommierten Partners als Zulieferer in Afrika und Lateinamerika ins Geschäft kommen und die Einkaufsentscheidung fällt in Portugal, nur 3 bis 4 Flugstunden von Österreich entfernt. Wenn Sie sich so ein besseres Bild von der weiteren Präsenz portugiesischer Generalunternehmen machen können, so 91% der Umsätze werden in Afrika und Lateinamerika gemacht. Und über 10 Milliarden an Geschäftsvolumen gibt es und Niederlassungen, ohne Niederlassung. So. Damit komme ich zum Ende meines Beitrages. Was auch immer es gibt, wir sind für Sie da und freuen uns auf Ihren Anruf oder Ihre E-Mail. Now I will switch to English to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Pedro Nunes, Director from Teixeira Duarte Buildings, join us today live from Luanda, Angola. Pedro, mostly welcome to this webinar. So Teixeira Duarte is a well-established Portuguese general contractor with over 100 years of track record, not only in Portugal, but also in Angola and other countries in Africa and Latin America, especially in Brazil, where it has a strong presence. I now ask Bill to start his presentation, telling us about the main projects and achievements of Teixeira Duarte, and also important, what are the fields of cooperation that Teixeira Duarte is looking for with Austrian companies. Pedro, the floor is yours.
João, thank you very much for your presentation. It's a pleasure to be here with you today and all the audience. And I hope this presentation will be a very pleasant day of work for everyone. Today, I will bring you a presentation of our company, telling you a little bit about what is Teixeira Duarte, our proven construction capacity, and with the goal to explain you better what is our presence in South of America and in Africa, focus our experience in these continents, and at the end of my presentation, give you a briefly presentation of Teixeira Duarte Group. Teixeira Duarte Construction has 100 years of experience, and the main company, Teixeira Duarte Construction, is the principal company of the group. This company is still a family company with the majority of the capital held by Teixeira Duarte family. Teixeira Duarte is a company with over 2,120 employees, construction company. TD is present in the main construction sectors with proven experience and skills. We offer our knowledge in geotechnical works, rehabilitation, buildings, infrastructures, metallic work, underground works, railway works, and marine works. In the world, we are in 17 countries distributed by 3 continents. Focusing in South America and Africa, we are present in Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Venezuela, Angola, Mozambique, Algeria, and Morocco. The turnover of the company, the construction company, in 2020 was 277 million euros, with an order book value of 1,000 350 million euros. Our company, as I explained, distributes his activity in several sectors of activity in construction works. Beginning with the geotechnics, it was the core activity of our founder of the company in 1921. In this area, we offer to our clients all kinds of techniques in the field with our own equipment and labor. We have also our design team to support this activity. In buildings, this area is responsible for the construction of the large-scale and technical complex buildings, like hospitals, large multifunctional buildings, industrial buildings, but also residential and offices buildings, schools, and hotels. Recently, we finished the biggest private hospital in Portugal, Cufetejo. In infrastructure, in this area, we include all types of projects for public and private customers, like roads, railways, bridges and viaducts, wastewater treatment plants, power plants, dams, and other infrastructure works. Related with the infrastructures, we have 4 areas of activity that give an important background for the response that the company can offer. These areas are the marine works, the steel structure construction, the underground works, and the railway works. We have also a large experience in PPP projects, private and public partnership projects. In our portfolio, we have the Hospital of Cascais, Vasco da Gama Bridge, Douro Litoral Highway, and Baixo Tejo Highway. Going to the subject of this webinar, it's important to give you an overview of our experience in South America and Africa. One of these examples is the construction of São Paulo Metro with an important presence of our geotechnical department. We have also the Salvador Airport, the construction of Dengue Vaccine Laboratory in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, the construction of dams in Brazil also, in Venezuela, the construction of terminal in La Guaira Port in Caracas, and in Carajás, Brazil, the construction of a railway. In Africa, we start with Angola. In Angola, we are present since 1976, 45 years growing with this country. Teixeira Duarte Group is operating in 6 different sectors of activity: construction, concessions and services, real estate, hospitality, distribution, and automotive. Some examples of the work that we have performed recently in this country. In Mozambique, the company operates since 1982. And like in Angola, the group is present in 4 sectors of activity: construction, concessions and services, real estate, and hospitality. Some examples of this work here in this case: Banco Nacional of Mozambique and the Ministry building. At least, and I explained in the beginning at this presentation, Teixeira Duarte Construction is integrated in a group that is operating in 6 business sectors with over 9,600 employees. These areas are construction, concession and services, real estate, hospitality, distribution, and automotive. Teixeira Duarte Group has more than 175 companies, is present in 22 countries, had an operating income in 2020 of 723 million euros, with an EBITDA of 100 million euros. To find more about our group and our construction company, we advise you to visit our website that is in this slide. To conclude my presentation, I would like to invite you to see a briefly film about our presence in Angola. Here is an opportunity to see how strong our presence in this country.
Fazer, contribuindo para a construção de um mundo melhor. É o propósito de quase um século de existência e a proposta de obra nos 18 países, em 4 continentes que integram o universo Teixeira Duarte. Angola foi a primeira internacionalização, despertando-nos o olhar para o mundo. Contamos hoje com 40 anos de crescimento conjunto e um sucesso que vem acompanhando do país. Somos uma casa de engenharia. Realizamos atividades e projetos de grande dimensão e elevada complexidade técnica em várias áreas de atuação. A construção está no centro e na gênese da empresa. Edificamos e reabilitamos com rigor e com a capacidade tecnológica adquirida e implementada ao longo de décadas de experiência. Aperfeiçoamos competências em benefício das populações, da sua qualidade de vida e da preservação do meio ambiente. O sucesso e o prestígio da obra feita e que se faz assentam em fundações e construção Teixeira Duarte e demonstram o engenho a verdade e o compromisso da empresa que somos. Somos uma empresa global que age localmente. Defendemos a sustentabilidade económica e social das comunidades em que nos integramos e, por isso, a nossa aposta na produção nacional, como a industrial e a agrícola. Semeamos e depois colhemos. Desenvolvemos programas, estabelecemos parcerias e criamos em Angola áreas de raiz. Construímos uma rede de retalho alimentar e de saúde e bem-estar. Distribuímos qualidade pelo país e garantimos a segurança dos nossos clientes. Valorizamos as pessoas e o seu crescimento, e para elas existem as nossas instituições. Ensinamos as nossas crianças e os nossos jovens. Um colégio é uma mão cheia de sonhos e uma voz que os conduz. Formamos os nossos colaboradores em todas as áreas de atuação, porque sabemos que o rigor e a excelência do trabalho desenvolvido depende de profissionais competentes e responsáveis. As formações ministradas nas nossas academias e nos locais de trabalho, em cenários reais, garantem a transmissão do conhecimento técnico e dos valores Teixeira Duarte. Aceitamos os nossos desafios e responsabilidades com respeito pelo próximo e pela dignidade da pessoa humana. Conhecemos bem as necessidades dos que nos são próximos e estamos de forma ativa na comunidade. Queremos continuar a participar na construção do país, contribuindo para uma existência cada vez mais frutuosa e digna. Juntos há 40 anos, somos o compromisso com este povo. Somos Teixeira Duarte, em Angola.
Thank you very much for this moment, this opportunity to show our company. And João, please continue. I'm here to continue the work also with you.
Thank you, Bill, for your presentation. So we are now going to start the Q&A session. So I would like, a question for you, Bill. Is Teixeira Duarte building already working with Austrian companies worldwide? What is the experience working with them?
Very good question. Thank you, João, to ask me that. Because at this moment I'm here in Luanda because we are almost closing a contract with an Austrian company to build an hospital. That's something that we are very proud to reach this moment. And I think everything is going very well. There's a match, a very important match between our companies, what is our goals, and our expectation is that other projects like this one will be multiplied to can do these kind of partnerships that we are living at this moment here. It's our expectation that we sign this contract. We are almost there because we feel that this partnership makes all sense. Because as I showed to you, our presence here in Angola, it's a very strong presence. This local content, it's the part that we understand that it means for the company, the European companies like Austrian companies that want to enter in this market, but they don't have that part, that local content that we can offer and complement this partnership.
Okay, Pierre, thank you. So let's lead us to the second question, because what are what are the shaded wall buildings, what are looking for with this Austrian cooperation, in what fields are the main fields of cooperation that are you looking for?
What we look for it's to find other facilities to build this partnership. We understand that we can be useful for the Austrian companies to give them that entrance in these markets and complement their supply with the local partnerships, with local content. We think that we can bring also projects where we may be involved because we find it, for example, in this market in Angola, there is some projects that need to be built with financing mechanism. And we think that in these partnerships, we can offer to the government entities, to private entities, some models that can be very strong, very interesting for these clients if you integrate separated parts of the business, and in that financial models, Teixeira Duarte can be one of that parts, and Ocean companies other part, and maybe AKE's other part, and all together may offer very interesting projects to be approved and pushed by the government entities in these countries.
Thank you, Pedro. So, a question regarding norms. So, are European norms well accepted in South America, or usually they work more with USA norms, so requirements? So, if you know anything about how well accepted are the European norms in Latin America?
Yes, I think it's different in Latin America and in Africa. Our experience says that, for example, in Brazil, they are very experienced in norms. They have their own norms that are. It's not possible to say if they are based on the United States standards. They are very very well prepared in standards with their own standards. What concerns, for example, Angola and Mozambique also, but especially in Angola, the standards are all based in European norms, especially based in Portuguese regulation.
Okay, thank you, Pedro. 3 questions in one. So, what particular suppliers are sought by Teixeira Duarte? So, and then specifically about sun shading products and fire alarm systems, hospital communications. So, and who is the person of contact for these technologies in Teixeira Duarte? Okay. So I rephrase again. So specifically about sun shading products, fire alarm systems, hospital communication systems, and so on, because some Austrian companies already delivered some products also in Portugal, Angola, and Mozambique in these areas.
Yes, it's a very interesting question. And it's important to introduce something that I did explain in my presentation. Teixeira Duarte has 25 years of experience in construction of hospitals. This is something that is very important for us, the hospital construction. I think what was listed as an important presence in hospital construction, and what concerns shading in general buildings. For the contact, please use my contact that will be shared in this presentation, and in my team that is operating in Portugal, and we are working for all these countries, especially in Africa. But I can share with you also contacts my colleague in South America. I think it's the best way to share and share information, answer the questions, the doubts that may exist, and I think it's totally interesting to share and to know what you may offer to put in the projects, in the EPC projects that we are developing at this moment, for example.
Pedro, so you already almost sort of answered the next question, because someone was asking if you present this company in Luanda or in Portugal. So the answer will be in Portugal with your team. And at the end of the presentation, we have all the contacts from Mr. Pedro Nunes, and you can address directly to him for further contacts. The last slide of this presentation is the contact of Mr. Pedro Nunes, if you want to see it. Just one more question, please, just a moment. So about that, I think it's for me, about financing. So if there is any financing available for projects. So, well, regarding this Drittstaatenkooperation project that we have in Portugal, so we are very close to UKB regarding financing solutions to projects worldwide. So usually what we do is, when a Portuguese company has a project worldwide, so and needs financing, so we contact UKB in order to find some solution, some financing solution when it's possible, and in order to bring Austrian companies to these projects. So the usual export solutions, financing solutions, I think almost all Austrian companies know about them. These financing solutions is regarding to special projects in Africa or Latin America. So yes, there is some financing solution for projects. Of course, we are not experts. We deliver this issue to UKB, but we are working together in this subject. So now I just, so, and again, so it's about an opinion, Pedro. So the Mozambique market in the last 2-3 years was a little bit down regarding some issues. What are your opinion about them for now and for the next years? Do you think you see any potential for Mozambique, or it will be no country to invest in the next years?
It's true that they are passing for a very bad period. The war in the north, it's the instability that they have in the north of the country. It's a severe problem they have. What we saw was a very important investment of the oil companies, gas and oil companies in this area of the country, and the investment is there. There's a lot of work done, and I'm sure that it will continue. It's difficult to say when there will be conditions to start again. It should have conditions to work in security and have the stability in that part. The influence that this situation has for our country, it's crucial. It's very impacting. But I'm sure that will be solved. I don't know when. Our goal is to maintain our activity in the country, not to leave because we are there for many years, waiting that the situation comes better. Then that's the point. But we are expecting that the problems come solved.
Thank you, Pedro. Regarding Portuguese market, so the Portuguese construction sector in Portugal. So where do you see more potential for you as a construction company? So regarding residential, offices, special buildings, and so on. Is this booming really happening, and in what specific buildings areas?
It's true that it's being a boom in the construction, and especially in the residential construction. At this moment, we feel that the hotels are growing a lot with the end of the pandemic situation that we hope it's ending. We can see lots of hotels being tendered, but the offices are another area where we are expecting to see what is the position of the company, because all the pandemic issue brought another way to see the offices, and we don't know. And what it's that the offices will continue. People want to work on offices, not at home, and maybe the offices are being redesigned, but they continue. We have some projects that stopped during the pandemic period, but are restarted. All these, or the majority of these projects are based on funds that are investing in Portugal, and with very with a large scale for the capability that the construction company have to fulfill all these projects. Nowadays, it's an issue to have labor, manpower to fulfill all the projects that are being tendered. I don't know if I think this is an European problem, and we are having the same problem also. Let's see what will happen.
So that just perhaps lead us to the next question, because so do you look for special suppliers or equipment or services that could help you dealing with these problems?
Yes. Very interesting question. I think we are all aligned with the necessary change for more industrialization of our sector of activity. And we must go further in prefabricated solutions that will integrate less manpower on site and more industrialization processes in the factory. It's something that the designers must change their chip. They must develop their designs aligned with this reality, and we are very invested in change experience with the other companies, other suppliers, to have solutions for this new reality. And there's no way to solve the manpower problem. We must integrate less people, less workers on site, and for that we must think in prefabricated solutions, more integrated solutions also.
Thank you, Pedro. So I think there is some room for Austrian companies in this field to work with Teixeira Duarte.
I hope so.
So one more question. Okay, so about equipment and okay, so regarding Africa and Latin America, so do you require adaptation for equipment and solutions for these markets? Well, I think I can understand this question because like in Angola, so you have somehow to tropical the equipment. So, but I let you the answer with you. So
Yes.
how much these solutions have to be adapted to the local markets like in Africa or the Latin America?
We don't have that example. Our experience say is that the European equipments are very well seen in these markets. The quality, it's not a question. The clients prefer the European, and there's no limitation of standards to use that equipment here. I say the same for South America. We don't see, there's no example of any limitation to use European equipments. Of course, the problem, for example, here in Angola, it's to fight with the Chinese prices of equipment, because they are also accepted here, and that's the problem of price. So with the private clients, I think that's not an issue. The private client prefers the European equipment, and they don't ask for any specification that is different from what we have in Europe. And I can give as an example hospitals that we are building here, and all equipment comes from Europe with no adaptation. Of course, in public areas, it can be different because the price matters.
Okay, Pedro. But technically speaking, there is no problem regarding this subject. So,
no, we didn't have any problem with that.
I don't see any questions for now, so we are coming to finish this webinar. Still, we are here available for you. Below you can see the details, the contact details from Teixeira Duarte Construções, from Pedro Nunes. We are mostly glad to have you back to contact us again. Some last words, Pedro, if you don't mind.
Of course, it was a pleasure to be here with you today. I hope in the next future we may work together. I think the partnership that we can build may have great success. And what concerns the opportunities to work with the suppliers that may give us some help in the development of projects in Portugal also. That will be very, very useful and very interesting. So please contact me, and I will give feedback, and I hope that we can work together. Thank you very much.
See you then. See you next time, and bye-bye for now. See you.
Bye.